6 tips to take your karate to the next level. So whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or even advanced, I'm gonna give you 6 tips here that you can take away and make improvements to your karate. This of course applies outside of karate as well. So whether you're doing a different martial art, you can also take these ideas and implement them and see a difference in your overall performance. So the first tip, before we've even begun, we need to find the right dojo or the right gym. Okay, the most common way of people finding a dojo is they just find the closest one to them and they turn up and join up, and that's it, and they're there. And it's a long-term practice, and you're giving all that time and commitment to a very spur-of-the-moment decision. So make sure you try a few dojos out, do some research, check out the instructor, look at the classes, watch some, have a try of a few different classes, and find the one that fits you best. Not all dojos are the same, and not all dojos have the same focus. Some will be more competition focused, some will have a more of a traditional, or some will have a more sort of self-defense angle with it. So make sure you know what you want out of the karate, and make sure you choose the dojo that suits your needs best. Number 2, make sure you practice away from the dojo. A lot of people train in their clubs once, twice, or 3 times a week maybe. We want to really be adding to that, and I'm not talking about doing full-on 1-hour sessions outside of the dojo. You can do 10, 15 minutes here and there through the week consistently. It's going to really boost your karate, and your progress is going to really accelerate. So don't just leave it to that 1 hour a week. You will find that the karate becomes a lot easier, your progress will go a lot smoother, and you'll enjoy karate a lot more if you put a little bit more time into it. So find a little bit of time outside, do some stretching, do some practice through some techniques you've been doing in the classes. Anything, even practice that's not physical, maybe mental practice where you're reading some bits about it. Things away from the dojo to supplement your dojo training is going to really accelerate your progress. My third tip for this video is going to be a little bit what we just touched on before on number 2, but use online resources. You have YouTube here, you've got different social media platforms where you've got a lot of content that you can take ideas from. You can also learn from books. There are a lot of books out there that basically go through the beginning to black belt level in karate with techniques and stuff like this. But YouTube, of course, this channel, there's a lot of videos you can check out to see how you can progress your karate with mobility, various different things, technique, different ideas. And some of it's not going to be exactly the same as you do in your dojo. And your instructor may have different ideas, but it doesn't mean that one's right and one's wrong. It's just getting different ideas, different kind of influences from different areas, and it's going to only grow your karate. So make sure you use that. We've also got an online platform on Patreon, myself, Nat Hearn and Trevor Hanant, where we're also providing exclusive content. So if you want to join up to that, the link is in the description of this video. Number 4, this is one that people struggle with a lot. Try to learn the names of the techniques. And I'm going to give you a tip on how to do that really. Most of the techniques are named with 2 words. The first word is kind of the direction of the technique, and then the second word is the kind of technique. So for example, geri, mae geri, front kick, mawashi geri, round or turning kick, yoko geri, side kick. So the first word determines the direction, and the second word determines the kind of the type of technique it is. So then if we take that same idea, we have mawashi geri for a turning kick, we have mawashi empi for a turning elbow strike, agi uki like a rising defense, and then agi empi as a rising elbow strike. So once you understand the types of techniques, zuki, uki, geri, empi, uchi for striking, and then you have the directions before, it becomes a lot easier to kind of put the words together. Karate is obviously a physical martial art. So being fitter, stronger, more flexible is going to help. So add strength, mobility, and cardio work to your karate training, and that's going to see some rapid improvement as well. Okay, most of the problems that I see with people when they're asking me how can they improve this or that within the dojo or even here online in the comments, the problem is most often solved through some kind of physical fitness answer, to be honest. I mean, there's obviously technical answers as well, but a lot of the time, if people improve their mobility and their strength, they're going to improve their technique. And my final point for today's video is to ask questions. Always ask. Don't just take what you're told as the absolute truth. It's important to ask if you don't understand what is going on, and important to ask to understand. Because if a technique is being shown that you don't quite know why it's being done and it's just being told without an explanation, ask why. I like questions in my classes. I like people to ask me questions, or here on YouTube as well. because it makes me think about the technique more and it keeps me more accountable. I have to give things that have a reason. So you have to ask questions, not only asking questions of your instructor, but asking questions of yourself. Why am I doing this? What's the purpose? And is there any better way of doing it? Okay, so there's 6 tips there. Hopefully you've picked out something there that's good for you. If you have any tips to add to this, drop them in the comments below. If you're not already subscribed, please do that, and also click on the notifications so you are notified when I make new videos. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.